Newtown, Jimmy Powell back, and yes, I'm doing a film review. I haven't done a film review for some time. The reason being is that nobody really cares about my reviews anymore, and my opinion doesn't really matter. But the film I want to talk to you guys about, obvious from the intro and from the thumbnail, is about Ice Cream Man. This is the latest horror film from director Eli Roth. He brought us Green Inferno and some other trashy sort of horror films. And this is his latest film. It's a remake of a film from the late 80s, or maybe it's early 80s. It starred Clint Howard about an ice cream man, and this is obviously his interpretation of that story. It's done a bit differently this time round. The story of this one is this ice cream man gives out kids these ice creams. They go berserk. They go mad. They start killing any adult that's in their path. And it's about these three kids. Sorry, you have to forgive me. I've not long finished that ice cream. These three kids who haven't taken the ice cream and decide to go on the run and try and resolve this situation. That's the story. And so why am I doing a review for this when I don't do reviews anymore? Well, the reason is there has been so much hate for this film. And I don't just mean a little bit, it's everywhere. Everyone is trashing on this movie. And maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe I just watch crap films or enjoy crap films. Now, I enjoyed this movie. There, I said it. That's it. That's the elephant in the room. I really enjoyed this movie. Is it a great film? No, it's not. It's not a great film. It does have a lot wrong with it in a sense. But this has an audience, and Eli Roth does have its fans. So I figured I'd give you my opinion on the movie. So let's start with what I liked about this film. What I liked about this film was the gore. Let's get that out of the way. The gore in this is very, very gory indeed. It's bloody, there's decapitations, there's lots of body parts being chopped off, there's really unique ways of people getting killed. There's one with a microscope that's unbelievable, and it's extreme gore. This is like Terrifier level of gore in some way. So if you're a gore hound and that's what you like in your horror movies, you're going to love this one for that. And it's very well done, very well executed, pun intended. So what else did I like? I thought the story itself was fine. It was simple, it was easy to follow. I liked how it built. I liked how it's sort of structured, where it doesn't take long for things to happen, and it's all done in the open. It's all done in daylight. It's quite strange and quite out there, but you follow this kid and who teams up with a couple of other kids at the school, who is you kind of see it through his eyes in a way. It's from his perspective, so you see him going through what we're seeing and how weird the kids are acting. He starts noticing things aren't right. I liked all that sort of build up. I thought that the pacing of the film was more or less pretty good, especially the first 2/3 of this film. I thought that the ending was... I'll get into that later. I'm not going to ruin it with spoilers or nothing. I thought that some of the shots were good, some of the camera work was good. I thought some of the acting was fine. I thought some of the story elements worked. I thought there was a very funny sequence with the main kid's sister and her trying to get out of bed. That was really quite funny, I thought. Yeah, it's very it's like Terrifier meets Weapons with a bit of Home Alone 2. You'll see what I mean when you watch it, if you decide to, of course. So yeah, I thought the film was fine. I enjoyed it for what it was. It's just a bit of fun. Eli Roth does have his audience, like I said previously, and I think if you like his films, you'll like this one. There's not much difference. He has his own unique style, and it is a little bit cheap, which we'll get into the negative side of it, but it's part of his way of doing things, and it's very trying to be like a grindhouse type film, and I like those sort of things. I find them quite fun. I thought it was very well paced. It was very darkly funny. The gore level was very well done, and it was a simple story, okay characters, and it went at a good pace, and the ending is quite yeah, it's quite something. But let's now talk about the negatives for this movie. What didn't work for me? Well, there is a lot wrong with this movie. First of all, the writing isn't amazing. Some of the jokes in this, because there's humour in this, not all of it lands. Some of it is a bit, it doesn't quite get there, and it doesn't quite work at times. Also, the acting from the three kids, especially the main kid, I found them to be very wooden, very kiddie actors. So yeah, they aren't great. They're not great actors in my opinion. I mean, they're young, so how can I mean? But they just do silly things in this film as well. Some of the writing in this, like I said, isn't great, because there's a moment in the film where they're running across the playground and all these kids are killing all the adults, and they've got to get to a car to try and get away from the situation. And the three kids run, and of course one of them's going to trip, aren't they? And he trips up. What does he do? He decides to sit there in the middle of the playground with all these kids running around to do his shoelaces up. The mind boggles. But so there's lots of that sort of weird, we wouldn't do that things. As like I said, some jokes that don't work. Some of the effects are done by AI, and there's only a few, there's only a few shots where it was kind of obvious. One in particular. But it didn't ruin the film. I mean, I know I don't like AI being used as, but it is a tool that is used in most films these days. So when I've never been a supporter of AI, I prefer to have authentic and practical, real writing, real direction. Still got indigestion. I just don't like AI, but I have to admit that it is used now and then as a tool. And it didn't bother me. It actually didn't bother me. And I think the shot that they used the AI was there's a whole bunch of kids on a playground, and this guy is on his phone and they're behind him, and they all suddenly just jump off this the playground, and it's you'll know what I mean when I say it. It's a bit not quite there, but it didn't. It was only a few seconds. It didn't really bother me too much. The ending, let's talk about the ending without going into details. Very predictable. It was kind of signposted very early on what was going to be. The reveal of what's going on with the situation of the ice cream man isn't very well done either. I thought that the explanation was a bit weak and generic, and I also thought that the ending itself is trying to be like The Mist with its shock value of, I don't mean that's in the same sort of ending, but to that sort of shock value sort of ending, even though I kind of saw it coming, and it was nasty, but it's a horror film, it's not always going to work out in these films, you're not always going to get the ending you want or hope for. So that's mainly all the negatives. Is the acting from the kids is not good enough. Some of the AI is a little wobbly, and the third act isn't quite as strong as the previous two, but it's still watchable, I thought. And this film is getting so much hate, and I can understand if you don't like this film. You're part of a very large crowd, trust me. But for me, despite all those flaws, everything that was wrong with this movie, I dug it. I enjoyed it. This isn't like bad as The Munsters. And Darren, if you're watching, I enjoyed The Munsters, but I admitted it was bad. All right, I said it was bad, and this is another bad film that I enjoyed. So you might not like this one. But no, me personally, like I said, it's getting a lot of hate. It's not a great film, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, and it's getting so much hate, and I just want to stand in and say somebody likes it and I like it. So I would watch it again. I enjoyed it that much. It was quite gory and quite, that's gonna hurt, that's gonna leave a mark, but yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. So that is my review then for this movie. What would I rate it out of 10? If I was to grade this film out of 10, critically it's like a 3, maybe a 4. To me, I go a 7. I thought it was entertaining. I enjoyed the carnage. It's not all of it works, like I said, but I had a good time of it. I laughed quite a lot, and even when it was awkward and it didn't quite work, I still was like, I can let it be, because I thought this was overall an entertaining, silly bit of popcorn, gory fun. And sometimes that's all you need, but it is mainly, you're here for the gore. You want a story, you might want to skip it. But anyway, there we go. Are you going to go see this movie? Let me know down in the comments. Thank you for watching my review. If you did, my reviews don't get views anymore, but I was just so fed up with reading all the negative comments online. I wanted to say something positive about this film, and I have pointed out the negatives from my perspective for this film as well. So I'm being honest, I'm not stupid. I can tell a good film from a bad film, but there are sometimes a film that happens to be bad that I actually enjoy, and this is one of them. So there we go. Please like, share, subscribe, stay safe, play safe, and bye for now.